Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome in to this video for day 21 of the 30 days of Ho'oponopono challenge. Today's video is going to be about addictions, the subject of addictions. I'm going to see if I can fix the lighting real quick though. It's going to drive me crazy. I feel like I'm more backlit now. Okay, whatever. So if you're not familiar with Ho'oponopono, it is an ancient Hawaiian forgiveness tradition, and it is something that we've been practicing for the last 30 days of November. I have been not active here every day. That's why it's called a challenge. It is definitely a challenge to show up each day with you guys with a different subject and to really do the inner work myself. So thank you for joining me for the days that I'm able to join, and thank you for your feedback. I'm grateful that this has been supporting and inspiring you guys. So let's talk about this sticky issue of addictions, and let me share with you what my own Ho'oponopono journey with this theme has been. So again, it's an ancient forgiveness tradition based in the understanding that what happens in the outside world is a reflection of what's going on in the inner world. So if anything in the outside world brings a negative charge to you, there's something within you to see, to clear, to look at, to love, to understand, to forgive, to honor. And that's what the phrases of Ho'oponopono really help us do. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I started doing this practice more than 6 years ago when I was really in a tight spot emotionally, and I didn't know how to get out of it. That's the other thing that Ho'oponopono really helps you do, is it helps you to give it up to the divine, gives it up to something greater than yourself, so that you can get yourself out of the way and allow healing to occur on a level that your conscious self really can't dream of, believe in, or create without the help of kind of surrendering these things to the divine. So when I started this, I was experiencing addiction from somebody outside of me whose addiction was very difficult for me to handle, was very difficult for me to process, was very difficult for me to navigate in my life. And as I started applying Ho'oponopono to it, what I started seeing was all of the things that I was addicted to. Like growing up, I thought, you can be addicted to drugs and you can be addicted to alcohol. And like, those are the addictions of our world, right? And it was really a humbling eye-opener when I was applying Ho'oponopono to the person in my life who, was causing all of this pain, and I was perceiving all of these negative charges with them because of their own addictions, and I was judging them for not being strong enough to get through it and for continuing to hurt me with their choices and, all of this stuff. And then I stopped and I offered Ho'oponopono, and then I offered up my own reflection, and I started asking, okay, well, what am I addicted to? Well, at that time, I was addicted to video gaming. Okay, I was addicted to, still am addicted to negative thought patterns, worst case scenarios. As much as I show up for you guys and offer the perspective of the positive, which is my Sagittarian nature, I also deeply struggle with an addiction to worst case scenarios. I'm always constantly focused on these worst case scenarios. And let's define what an addiction is, okay? It really helped me open up my eyes and awareness to what is an addiction. Well, an addiction is something that you do and that you go to in order to avoid something else in your life, whatever that is. So if you're going to, a lot of, an addiction that I've seen, that I don't personally have, but I've seen others in my life have, is consumerism. Right? There's this addiction to shop. We can be addicted to helping others, right? We think I'm just somebody who helps others, and I help and I help and I help and I help, and I'm so wonderful, and I'm always helping people, and I'm always looking for the next person to help. But if that's being done to avoid what is going on within you, to avoid something that you don't want to feel, that you don't want to think about, that you don't want to admit, if you're doing it to numb yourself or keep yourself so busy that you can't see something or feel something, then it's an addiction, And you keep going to it because you keep avoiding, and it's like the addiction is the avoidance, and the thing that you're addicted to is less important than the avoidance and the what it is that is causing the running, and is causing the not wanting to look within. So that was really my big aha and reflection when I first started Ho'oponopono, was loving the addicts in my life, because I was learning that not, but beyond just having total compassion for their situations and knowing why knowing what the addictions were there to help avoid, and understanding the pain that these people that I loved had gone through, and knowing that that's why they were choosing to run, and not blaming them for running, because definitely as an empathetic person I can understand and see how some things are just really hard to face and process and acknowledge. So I was able to have compassion for that, but also really to understand that my judgment of them was because I didn't want to look at what I was running from and what I was running to avoid what I was running from. And more and more and more, I've been invited to sit with myself and to deal with those things that cause me to run away, that cause me to check out, that cause me to, dull and numb the pain. And, recently I have recognized another addiction that I have that has supported me, but also hindered me in a lot of ways. And with today's post, I'm really allowing myself to, at least for this week, clear myself of that habit, of that addiction, of that running to, so that I can sit a little bit more with myself, and so that I can see what it is that addiction that I've noticed recently, what it is that that's trying to cover up for me, so that I can be with it fully and hold it in my awareness, and give it love and give it understanding, and let myself love even deeper anyone in my life who may be struggling with addictions as well. Like, we can only really change from within ourselves. So if I want to help other people in my life that I'm seeing as struggling with this issue, well, then I have to step up, and I have to honor what I'm addicted to, and I have to give myself the space, the love, the compassion, the time to go ahead and address those things within my life. So I will be offering Ho'oponopono up in the practice video that I'll do right after this one. I'll be offering Ho'oponopono up to those who in my life who have addictions that I may or may not have judged throughout my entire life. Like, it's been a journey for me with this topic, and it's vulnerable for me to share it with you guys. And I'm trying to do it in a way that doesn't point fingers at any one person or call anyone out, because that's not my intention with this video. My intention is to share the practice and the influences that it has on me. So I'll be offering Ho'oponopono up to them, but I'm also offering Ho'oponopono up to myself for the things that my own addictions have been keeping me from seeing, and thanking the addictions, right? Because there's a soothing there, there's a support there, there's there's like a benefit there for me to have these energies in my life, or they wouldn't be in my life, right? So loving the addiction for the coping mechanism that it has been, and then vowing and honoring to do better for myself, to do different for myself. Better is, subjective. But to do what is integrous with me. That's a card that came up in their lunar readings that we did for the Virgo quarter moon, that I just finished recording that. And that card came up twice, and really rang true with me, is how to stay within integrity with what I want and what I know to be true. And this is all about me. It's not about anybody else, right? That's what Ho'oponopono really shows. And so I get to be humble, and I get to be vulnerable, and I get to be honest about this subject and to share it with you guys. So thank you for joining me on this Ho'oponopono journey. Much love, much gratitude, much appreciation for you. I'm going to end this video, and I'll be right back on with the practice video so that you can apply this practice to your own charges that you may have with the addicts or addictions in your own life. As always, Namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.